Hey guys, Jay here. So today I want to showcase a craft that is going to be a roughly 1,000 armor boots. I am having an exceptional base here. Right now, if you go for the market, it should be like around 1 to 2 depending on when you buy it, right? It can be more, it can be less. And so yeah, we would just try to craft a 1,000 armor boots with a 30% movement speed and then also a 100% socket effect, which is the essence of hysteria here. Everything is pretty much deterministic except for one step that we need to spam chaos to get in the first place. So step one, we want to make this white item a magic item, and I want to use a perfect transmutation. There's a chance that we can hit something big, right? We did not, and we regoal it immediately to make a 2-modded rare item. So now what you want is you want to annul to 1 mod, right? And now the second step is going to be chaos spam until you hit a tier 1 armor. And I will explain in the later stage. Right now I will just try to do the craft, right? So we want to hit tier 1 armor, and it has to be tier 1 armor. Here, we got very lucky. It can cost up to like a 54, I think is the average number, so around 50, 60 chaos. But we got very lucky here to get a tier 1 armor percentage. Very nice. So next step, activate the Omen of Dextro Exaltation and Omen of Greater Exaltation and Exalt. So you go add 2 suffix modifier, right? And these 2 suffix modifier, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, just use a normal result. What you want now is to use 2 essences along with the Omen of Dextro Crystallization. So active the Omen and use the essence of Hysteria first, because this will add the movement speed modifier, which is a prefix, right? So we will remove 1 suffix and we will get a prefix instead, and we will have 1 leftover suffix. So we do this, and we have tier 1 armor, tier 2 movement speed, which is the mod that we get. And then we again still use Omen of Dextro Crystallization to guarantee this next essence to also remove a suffix, which is the chaos resistant here, and we will get the boots with this one. So this is a very, very good boots already. Next step, what I want to do is I want to activate Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation and Omen of Greater Exaltation, and I will use a perfect exalted orb. This step is going to guarantee me tier 1 flat armor, and then tier 1 armor also applies to elemental damage, guarantee. And as you can see, right, voila, just tier 1. And then the last step is going to just add a last suffix, which is going to be a Preserved Rift. This step, I will Omen of Abyssal Echo, and then I will just go ahead and unveil the modifier, the last modifier that we want. For armor build, for armor boots, normally this is just going to be a good resistances. It's what you kind of want. There are some special modifier that you may want, but it's very rare to actually show up, like Corrupted Blood cannot be inflicted on you. It's going to be really nice. But I will be very happy with a... This one is actually okay. Strength and Dexterity is actually kind of okay as well. For a lot of builds, because we may need dexterity for Wind Dancer, for example. But for the sake of it, I would just reroll and hope for resistances. Okay, strength, double resistant or co-resistant. All of these is actually acceptable. Personally, right, I would choose the cold and chaos resistances, because for warrior build, normally you are not going to be a CI character, and Chaos Rest is actually very valuable. Normally a row of Chaos Rest, if you go to tier 1, it is not going to be as much as a normal tier co-resistant or lightning resistant or fire resistant. So I think this is actually very, very good value, and I would just take this one. If you hit a random tier 1 good modifier, then you can actually choose this as well. So yeah, this is the whole process of crafting. And now I will show you another version. Okay, so before we actually show like another version, let's just quickly put 2 runes in here. Armor. Where's the increased armor? Okay, here it is. And we have a 1.2k armor boots. This is actually very good. If you want to price check it, and movement speed, 30%, 39%, I think 38% I think is the lowest roll, right? Just go for this one. And 1.2k armor. I would not search for the resistant. And this is a 32 divine. Let's just say we sell this for 30 divine. It is already a very, very good profit craft. Obviously, as per any other crafting method that is going to be on the internet, the market is going to be screwed by a lot. So yeah, do not expect to profit to get a lot of profit from this particular craft. Maybe if you want to, craft a boots that is nice for yourself. Everything is tier 1 except for the movement speed, which is tier 2 for warrior. We kind of suffer, we are used to be suffering with 30% movement speed, so 35% movement speed is not going to make that big of a deal. And anyway, that is the whole boots crap. So let's just, for the later part of the video, I will just analyze the craft a little bit in Craft of Exile, right? So in Craft of Exile, let me find it here. Okay, so we have Craft of Exile. This is the modifier page on POE2 DB. So why can't we guarantee that craft? Well, let me just create the base boots again, right? So this is strength base. You want to search for Thessalian's Greaves, and then you want to search for 2 socket. Right, because you want to get extra socket. Obviously, in this tool, we cannot have it. I will not go for level 82. If you go for level 82, you have a chance to get a tier 1 movement speed, which is 35%, but that is going to be much more expensive to craft for the final product. So if you are a warrior, if you are looking for tanky armor stat, then you should not be wasting your money in level 82 plus boots. So let's just go for 80. In fact, anything that is above 65 is okay. So we have the base boots here. The mods that we want, flat armor. Tier 1 is eye level 54. So we guarantee get this with the perfect exalt. Increased armor is also what we want here. And you can have up to 3 tier of increased armor with your perfect exalted orb. So that is why I want to start the boots with tier 1 increased armor. That is why we have the chaos spam step in the beginning, right? So we want this, and then we can guarantee the other thing. Movement speed is going to be through the essence, guaranteed, and we are done with the prefix. The suffixes, because if we are done with those steps, the only suffixes we can hit with the omen of homogenizing exaltation for the suffix is going to be the armor applies to elemental damage, and the only tier that is doable for perfect is going to be the tier 1 here, because this one is 48, which is below 50, right? So we are going to guarantee this one. And then the other mod, this is obviously a essence, so it is guaranteed. And the other one we just unveil and try to get the last mod. Very high chance to hit something nice. Unless you are super unlucky, chances are you should hit it in the first or the second reveal, which is done by the Abyssal Echo Omen. But if you're unlucky, you can just always like Omen Blight or accept the last mod in some cases if you don't really need it. Right, so Craft of Exile, I will repeat the process here. Just, actually, you know what? Let me just speed things up a little bit here and just cheat the chaos spam step, right? So I would try to isolate the mod here. Obviously, in-game, you cannot do this. What is happening? It is a 50-50. Why do I lose the 50-50 so many times? Okay, finally. Right, so this is the chaos spam step, right? So this is the mod that we needed. The other mod is guaranteed because it is either from an essence or if you use a perfect exalted orb. Guaranteed modifier minimum level 50, as I can show you, as I just showed you in the previous stage in this page here. Nothing is below 50 except for tier 1. The only thing that can roll below tier 1 is already on the item. So that is why I just repeat the process. I would just do it one more time here. Dextro exaltation and greater, so we add 2 trash suffixes, so we can feed those 2 trash suffixes into the essences, right? And dextro crystallization, I need to do essence of hysteria first. If I do essence of horror first, there will be a suffix that is the Essence of Horror mod, and it can be replaced later if you use this one. So no risk here. You have to use the movement speed first, and then also again dextro crystallization, guaranteed to remove a suffix, which is the only one here, and we got this 3 modded item. Right now on the item here, you only have defense and speed tag, nothing. If you only have defenses and speed tag, you can see in all the mods that you can exalt, there's only 2 mods that has attack that match defense or speed, which is armor applies to elemental damage and flat armor. And the only tier that is slammable with a perfect exalt is going to be tier 1 in this case, and tier 1 in this case as well. So that is what we will do, right? Omen of homogenizing, so we have the same tag, defenses greater, so we save a lot of money and don't have to use 2 perfect exalt, and we slam. And every single time is going to give you tier 1, tier 1. And of course, last but not least, we would just rivet and reveal it, right? So that is the whole process. Let's just say if we don't, if we do the Abyssal Echo, you can do it the second time, right? This is tier 1 rarity, which is really good, by the way. So there's a lot of cool things that you can hit with this. And yeah, if you don't want to, you can, if you don't hit a mod that you like, you always can go back later, hit it with a Omen of Light and a no, and it will remove this one, so you can rip it again and just unveil again, right? Here, we got something that is similar to what we got in game, which is a dual modifier. Here in this case, if you see two times like this, everything in here is pretty bad, right? So we just Omen of Light. But again, the chances is you probably will hit a good tier resistance or strength or the good attribute that you need, you know, pretty early on anyway, in the first 2 tries with the Abyssal Echo. So that is everything I want to share with you guys in this video today. Let me know if you think this is helpful, if you want to see more. I know that people already have a lot of crafting videos for the energy shield gear and then the evasion gear, which is very meta, even though the armor gear basically have the exact same concept, but it has slight different invariants, and not everyone is guaranteed. It's like this is the warrior that has been war crying for the last like minute or something, and yeah, he is disrupting my outro. Anyway, if you think this kind of videos is helpful, let me know in the comment section. Leave a like to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.